Hey, it's me, Scythe7. Welcome to part 3 of my Library of Ruina playthrough, and I hope you guys are hungry. So we're going to a bistro. Nope, not this. That won't do either. I can't seem to find the one that strikes me with inspiration. Hey there, Pierre. Are you some fresh ones this time? They got bruised a bit too hard, but they're still breathing. What, busy developing a new dish? Welcome, Jack. Dishes are one thing, but we're running way too short on ingredients these days. Luckily, I have my reliable friend Jack here, so I don't have to worry about that for a while. What happened? The musicians of Bremen say they're no longer selling ingredients to us. Those freaks were always unpredictable. What about little piggies then? Same deal, stop trading with us. We'll have to do this the old way, you and I, together. I'd love to, but we can't go to our usual spot anymore. The Zwei Association is safeguarding that area now. And we should pioneer new supply chains. Dude, look at her teeth. My gosh. While we're at it, I want to be more experimental with new ingredients. I've been using only young ones for far too long. Ah, that's unfortunate. I'll miss the pasty hand pies that you make. You have to deal with it. Unfortunate as it is, since we've lost several that used to provide quality meat for us, sticking to conventional dishes won't cut it. Gourmets will surely notice the drop in the quality of our ingredients. You're aiming to become one of the 8 chefs, right, Pierre? That's right, the 8 chefs are the brightest of the stars of the city that shine over us. They never fail to present us with stunning and sensational flavors. What kind of new ingredients are you looking for? Aged ones should be easier to get, though their meat tends to be squishy. It's not everyone's favorite, but some like it. I'm not looking for a compromise. I want a taste that differentiates us from other restaurants. Ever heard of the library? I heard monsters live there. It may still be an urban myth, but monster meat is usually hard to get unless we travel all the way to the outskirts. Oh, now that's promising. Isn't it? I got an invitation from the library some time ago, see? I'll surprise the gourmets with a dish that's so stimulating and novel, it could even rival the 8 chefs themselves. So Jack, you can just count on me and follow my lead, understand? What are we gonna do with the ingredients I brought today then? Let's turn them into jam. We're bottling them alive, so put them on drips of anesthetics and repressors and store them in the kneader. Meat jam's nice. I knew you'd love it. Oh, and as I said before, you have to put them legs first, not head first. We gotta keep them alive as long as possible, you know? It's not as flavorful if they die too quickly. Cannibalism is a thing in the back streets, it seems. There are quite a few perverted maniacs who are into that, yeah. But it's kind of a taboo even in the back streets. You certainly can't go around saying how tasty human meat is. It's actually the wealthy folk who consume human meat the most. However, the back streets of District 23 are an exception. People there only care about pursuing the ultimate flavor and will do anything for it. Each part of the back street seems to have its own set of characteristics. It mostly depends on the policies set by the nest and the wing. Though most of the back streets are being neglected anyway. Is human meat particularly delicious or anything? Oh no, Angela's getting curious. Heck if I know, never tried, never wanna. These guys are kidnapping ordinary people and cooking them right after. Gourmets seem to think that such cruelty only adds to the flavor. Even worse, they believe cooking people alive and making them suffer as much as possible is key to perfecting taste. Humans eating humans. What a sight to behold. This is a brand new smell. The smell of books. I don't think I like this scent. Like old musty book scent. Now Jack, it's unfamiliarity like this that brings forth new ideas, you see. You say so. Greetings, dear guests. I'm Angela, the director and librarian of my role's namesake. Whoa! What a wonderful looking ingredient with such a glossy appearance. It certainly looks like a fresh top-grade ingredient on the outside, but... Pierre? Yeah, I know. He's unfortunately not a human. It's funny, Pierre can probably tell because she, like, eats humans. Like, that's the way she actually knows. But that's why I'm even more excited. How do you taste? I'm afraid you cannot do any harm to me. We never know until we try. Stay calm, Jack. We should keep our manners. She's the wonderful individual who's invited us here, you see? Oh yeah. Apologize for my rudeness, ma'am. Now then, Miss Angela, may we enter now? May you find your book in this place. Now, I did a bit of farming and stuff off screen. I also changed this character. So I got Tan's page and I got some more commandeering cards to add to my deck. And we'll go ahead and use Roland's floor for this fight. These guys have a lot of bleed. As you can see in the description for bleed, it does damage every time you use an offensive dice, and then it rounds down. Go ahead and use 2 commandeering, so I should get 2 protection on everyone. We're both going after Saya. Use overpower here because of that high first dice roll. That should actually, that might kill her. I don't want to kill her yet because I want their emotion level to go up so I can get more books. I think dodge here, and then I should be able to get a stagger on both of them this scene. They're both staggered. I could kill, but actually I think I can because they're maxed out on motion now. Full rampage and overpower. And we shut down a restaurant. Oh, what a bunch of nutcases. It's best not to interact with the likes of them. At least they were more well-mannered than you. Well, here's a word of wisdom for our still naive Miss Librarian. If you meet a polite and well-mannered person in the back streets, run for your life. Not all lunatics are polite, but polite people tend to be lunatics. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with politeness. Here's another word of wisdom. Lunatics always exist in any given group of people, so there's no point in using any criteria to divide people into groups to see which is more insane. What a load of bull. And she's not having it. And now we've got another abnormality battle. So let's see. I set this up in advance. I think this deck should be okay. Oops. Except for this. I think for this fight specifically, I need like status effects. I think Endure might be okay. And it's also why I'm using Mo's page, so I have a chance to get paralysis when I land a hit. Which is why I should probably be using Overpower here. Bit of struggle. This 5 to 6 is really good for this early game stuff. It can beat out a lot of cards. So I think this is okay. The Book of the Forsaken Murderer. I did not want to face it again. Yep, so you can see here, all dice lose 4 power when the character has status effects. And we got it. I can see the screen's going a little crazy. This is why you really want to get that status effect, because 5 to 7s. And now, since they're lowered by 4, it's what, 1 to 3? Let's actually see if we can evade these. Yep. And you can see the bleed going off there. And they changed the effect. Bleed didn't used to have that like giant spurt of blood. Now it does. It looks really cool. It was fettered by empty anger and regret until the very last moment.
와, 정렬된 책들 각 좀 봐. 무서울 정도의 집착이
Damn.
느껴지는군.
Sorry about that. Damn, check out how orderly these books are organized. The compulsion is almost scaring me at this point. Her clothes are still slovenly. He straightens Roland's attire once again. I appreciate it, but it feels kinda awkward to be honest. Proper attitude of the mind begins with a well-conducted body. Well, I guess I should say thanks. What's your business this time? Nothing unusual. Got some books to deliver and some questions to ask. Heard from Malkuth that the librarians here used to be humans long ago. Is that true? It is. Were you all seasoned brawlers in your past lives then? Like the ringleaders of syndicates? Although, my intuition as a fixer is telling me otherwise. Your observation would be correct. None of us lived such a violent life. Well, one of them did. No, 2 of them. Save for a couple of exceptions, that is. Aw, dang it. He knew. Knew it. How are you so skillful at dealing with guests, though? It's thanks to the books. We gain the powers of the previous guests through their books. Oh, so that's why you guys seem to grow sort of stronger with every book I gave you. In the library, books act as a source of power. Emotions can do the same. Through the books, we can imbue our own bodies with the senses and strengths that were engraved in other bodies. Moreover, the library can amplify the emotions of its denizens. It acts upon visitors and residents alike. So that's talking about the abnormality pages and the various emotion levels where you gain more light and speed die. Wow, these books are a lot more impressive than I thought. Heck, it might even be better than the surgeries and tools most workshops have to offer. Information is one thing, but this could be a real moneymaker. I think in secular terms. Call it the pathetically tearful survival instincts of a man who's lived most of his life in poverty, will ya? Anyways, that's all for my questions. Thanks for your kind answers.
착각하지 마시기 바랍니다.
Don't mistake this for kindness.
전 당신에게
I do not particularly think highly of you. You're nothing more than Angela's little lapdog. What? Hey, that's rude. You know I didn't take this job by my choice. Does that necessarily exempt you from guiltiness, however? Now, if you're done with your errands, kindly take your leave now. That little piece of exclamation point, pound sign, @ sign. So now, we got some stuff for Yesod's floor that amplify blunt attacks, which is really good. I don't think I need to equip anything here, so we can continue on the story. Although, actually, I should burn some books here, huh? And since we got their key pages, I can go ahead and read their credenzas. And I guess also in the credenza, you can review the different episodes. So like what we just saw with Yesod is this one. And you can rematch abnormalities. This is very fun. So we've read these two in the last part, so we'll read Jack's. Our usual source of cooking ingredients are syndicates specializing in butchery. The kinds of meat they treat and how they process it differs for each syndicate, so you should pick your caterer carefully. Our meat pie bistro used to frequently trade with the musicians of Bremen and Little Piggies. The musicians of Bremen provided large quantities of meat, though it wasn't exactly the freshest. Cheddar chips of bones were often in the meat, and the mixture of different types would create an odd flavor. Still, it was a reliable supplier of ingredients all in all. Outside of special occasions, we'd use them for making experimental dishes or sausages. Oh, speaking of, sausages are made from a mix of several different kinds of meat. You could even find a rat inside at times. Anyway, we rarely sold the dishes made out of their meat other than the sausages. We'd never treat their meat nicely before handing it to us. So I think they mean like actual rats rather than the kind of thugs we fought before. The meat from Little Piggies is pricey and comes in small quantities, but its quality is good. We even got the highest grade meat sometimes if we were lucky. Just looking at the meat from Little Piggies fills me with ideas about how to cook it and make my mouth water. That's how appealing the meat looks. But the price is rather heavy, so we only used it for important dishes or foods we served to customers. But both syndicates suddenly said they're no longer selling ingredients for some reason. So now Pierre and I have to pioneer a new supply chain on our own. I don't think this is all too bad though. I enjoy working with Pierre a lot. Yeah, they seem to have an interesting dynamic to their relationship, huh? And for Pierre? Most cooks who live here have the same dream, becoming one of the 8 chefs. They're the people who pursue the ultimate delicacy. Their way of cooking will give you a thrill just hearing about it. You don't feel it? No, I'm sure you can feel it inside. I sound crazy. Yeah, listen up, you stubborn square. This is why I can't talk with people whose brains are too old. They taste bad too. Oh my gosh, they're psychos. There's a limit to the flavors people can draw forth. The height of taste the human tongue can feel isn't as impressive as you might think, really. The most delicious food doesn't come close to sending chills down your spine. At most, it's just good enough to make your eyes spin, and the food you guys casually eat going, tasty, are way below that. So many chefs gathered around one time, pondering what to do to pursue a taste beyond this limit, and then inspiration struck, all of them at the same time like lightning. What if they sublimated the experience into taste, something beyond what the tongue can feel? You know, they say the presentation of food adds to its taste, right? What if the whole process of cooking could be tasted? They performed several experiments in an attempt to make that dream come true. So? What do you mean, so? I would be trying so hard if there was an end to delicacy. All the chefs are continuing their research to this day, seeking more stimulating flavors. I just want to be as good as the stain on their apron at least. I have to kind of take that all in. These guys are wild. Strange how fixated they kind of became on that, huh? So I don't think... Just want to make sure I'm ready for the next fight. I can also equip these. She has a pretty good page. I think I should be fine. Oh, here we go. Why is our office so unpopular with clients? Office is officially designated by the Zwei Association as an affiliate too. And the crime rate of territories secured by the Streetlight's office remains at a remarkable 0% as long as the contract is in effect. We only cover 2 blocks of space at most though. And we'll eventually get work if we wait. Yeah, sure. You can keep waiting for the rest of your life. I'm seriously considering moving to another office. Never thought you'd have what it takes to work for a bigger office. Unlike you, I have several business connections I made from experience. Do you understand? Your mother must be too busy being a legendary fixer or whatever. Well, I have friends who can help me right away. Yeah, some great fixer you are. Yeah, why thanks. I know I'm great. Hey, you ate the cake in the fridge, didn't you? Look at his face. Guys, I have work for you. Fighting again, are you? This SOB ate the cake without even asking me. Expiration date was yesterday, so I took care of it, that's all. It's my cake, and even if it's expired, I'll take care of it on my own. Anyway, boss, how about that work? Don't change the topic. I'll get you another cake, so calm down for a moment, alright? But that was a limited edition cake. Still rather skeptical about it, but I got this one from a friend of mine at the association. You mean that associate fixer working directly under the Zwei? Yes, it's her. The Hana Association has yet to consider this request as a subject that needs to be addressed officially. Have you heard of the library? Some stories of it. We overheard rats talking about it. Said the books in that place have tremendous value or whatever. I see. I retrieved an invitation to the library from my friend I just mentioned. But we might not get much payment from this request if it's off the record. And it won't count towards our official career either. Such as it is, the association is trying to remain cautious about it. Are we really going to walk right into a place we know nothing about? She did promise to see to it that we're rewarded with pay comparable to an urban legend class request if everything goes down well. Surely it was a bad idea after all, don't you think? Let's do this. Guess we have no choice. It's still too uncertain, but we need that money. We haven't been too busy lately. Thanks everyone. We'll get through like we always have. Famous last words. Zwei? Anna? We're talking about associations of fixers. It takes more than just setting up an office to jump into the fixer business. There are a total of 12 fixer associations across the city, each in charge of different types of work. Cases and requests are all sorted according to the type and sent to one of these associations. Associations manage offices and delegate work to them, I see. That's right, sometimes the association might send documents to multiple offices at once, or directly have associate fixers take care of the work. And among them, the Hana Association is in overall control of all fixers. They grade fixers and authorize offices and stuff.
그럼 사무소도 등급.
Do offices have grades as well?
그런 거야.
Essentially, the quests sent out by the associations are graded too.
정말
They really love to grade things, don't they? Yep, true. It's easier to know that way.
어떤 것을?
Know what?
내가
How valuable I am as a person.
누가 도시에서
Think about it.
나라는 사람의
Who in the city
가치를
could claim, this is my worth, with confidence?
자기 일 챙기기도 바쁜
Everyone's busy
세상에서
minding their own business. No one is going to lounge around having deep conversations about each other's value.
하지만 등급이나
Knowing each other's grades and affiliations, on the other hand, can save a ton of words. You can tell if you're above or below the person you're talking to right away.
쉽게 할 수 있잖아.
알아가는 것도
Sounds like people stop trying to learn or think about it at some point.
네가 밖에 나가서 도시
But you won't say the same once you experience the city life for a bit.
얼마나 많은 사람들이랑
You have to interact with so many people out there, whether you want to or not.
그저 사람들은 도시
People have been
속에서
looking for ways to adapt to the city, and this is just one of them.
우리가 이런 일까지 맡을 정도로 궁하긴
Guess we really are desperate to think that we take on a job like this.
최근에는 이런 일조차
Stop complaining. We should be glad to have work at all.
나도 알아.
I know. Do you really have to point out the obvious?
직성이 풀리지.
자자.
Now, cool down, guys.
너희들은 사이가 좋은
Can tell if you're best friends or worst enemies.
뭐라고요?
Excuse me? Please don't associate me with this goof.
저도 극구 사양.
Certainly don't want that either.
그래.
Alright. Let's have a feast at Julie's restaurant once this is over. The tab's on me.
네.
Yeah.
환영합니다, 손님.
Greetings, dear guests. You seem to be well acquainted with each other.
넌 누구지?
Who are you?
준비해.
Prepare yourselves.
그렇게 경계하실 필요 없다.
There's no need to be so wary. The ordeal has not started yet.
전 도서관의
I'm Angela, the director and librarian of my role's namesake.
안녕하세요.
Nice to meet you. I'm Sam from the Streetlight office.
이곳에 초대장을
We were brought here by the invitation. There's something I'd like to ask about it.
물어보고 싶은 것이 있습니다.
무엇이죠?
What is it?
이 초대장은
I actually retrieved this invitation from another person, not directly from you. Are we still eligible?
네. 결국
Yes, indeed. The invitation eventually reached you, dear guest, and you signed your name with your own will.
전혀 문제
Everything has worked as intended. I see.
부디
How do you find your book in this place?
뭐야?
Huh, she was a nicer person than I thought.
넌 저게 사람처럼
That look like a
보였어?
human to you?
사람처럼
I mean,
생겼지.
she did have the shape of a person, but something about her didn't feel right.
뭐라고 말로 표현할
Though
수는
I can't
없지만
exactly put it to words.
아마
She probably is a machine.
요즘에도
I didn't expect to see a machine that's so similar to a human being.
우리는
Let's focus on our work.
다시 한번 말하지만
Once again, you must back off as soon as you feel that you're in danger. Here we go. And these cards look nerfed. I feel like they used to roll way higher. Let's see. I think I'll use this floor again. Hey, step aside. Why don't you stop standing around like an idiot and just fight me? Let's not think too deep. We might end up... Oh, well... Mess that up. Oh my gosh. So something you'll notice is that San, he didn't turn into a book there, he ran. So keep that in mind. And I got strength from passive effect. When you defeat an enemy, gain 1 strength. Nope, Lulu ran too. Think this guy will run? Maybe I should have told her how I feel. Hey, cool, I got some glasses.
저 녀석들도 아직
Still rookies.
해결사인데 서로
It's not a good idea for fixers to form such tight bonds with each other.
그래도
Well, I guess this will be a lesson for them.
넌
Talk as if you're used to all this.
나야 저런
I've already grown past that phase, and some more too.
서로 유대를 맺는
Forming
게
bonds aren't
가장
bad per se, but there's just too much risk associated with it.
끊어낼 땐 끊어낼
Real
줄
deal
알아야
fixers know when to cut things off.
상대의 상실에
I mean to keep enough distance from people so that you won't feel hurt from their losses?
무엇보다
Yep,
죽음을
it's just
받아들일
ironic
방법은
that people who aren't even mentally
누군가의
prepared
목숨을
to face
빼앗는
death
일을 하는 것 자체가
are applying for a
무엇이든
job that involves killing in the first place.
문학이라 도시와 이만큼 안 어울리는 분야도 없겠지.
Literature, huh? This has got to be the most unfitting category for the city.
안녕하세요.
Hello, I'm Hod, in charge of the floor of literature.
안녕, 난
Hey,
롤랑이야.
I'm Roland, helper of Angela in several ways. I see.
그렇군요.
혹시 너도
Don't tell me, do you also happen to hold some sort of grudge against Angela?
호의적이라고는
Not at all friendly toward her, that's for certain.
하지만
But we made a deal with her, so we're obliged to help her without complaint.
앞날이 깜깜하고
Oh boy, future ain't looking too bright. Everyone's got a problem with Angela.
그 녀석은 대체 무슨
What the heck did she do to deserve this reputation?
용서받지 못할
She's
일이죠.
done something unforgivable, just like I did in the past.
저와 같이요.
True, Hod's the worst person.
다른 건 몰라도
Still don't know a whole lot about this place, but I can see one thing.
도서관과 사서
Something's
전부
terribly messed up with the
뭔가
library
분명히
and its
꼬여
staff.
있다는 거. 언젠가 풀릴 수 있긴
Can all
한
this
거야.
even be resolved at some point?
풀릴지는 모르겠지만
Can't answer that for sure, but you'll get to see the result.
이 거래에는
After all, there's a clear end to this deal.
엔젤라가 가려는
If
길을
you follow Angela along her journey to the end, you will find out.
알수 있겠죠.
벌써부터 막막하다.
This is frustrating already.
손님은 손님대로
I have guests to
대접하고
receive and librarians to take care of.
신경 써야 하고. 적어도 도서관 안에서는
Can't we all be good friends in the library at least?
좋을 텐데.
롤랑 씨가 가져다
Among the
준
books you bring,
책에서
I'll be sorting those about the literature of the city.
문학에 대해 분류해가 책이 쌓여가다
As we
보면
collect more books, you might be able to find answers to your questions, whether you like it or not.
궁금해하시는 것을 알 수도 있겠죠.
안젤라가 뜬구름.
Finally starting to get why Angela hates roundabout speech so much.
그래.
Alright,
이렇게 된
fine.
거.
I'm gonna dig into the bottom of this mystery now that I've gotten into this mess.
힘내세요.
Good luck, Mr. Roland. Yeah, he'll need it.
네.
I thank you for your supportive words, Miss Hod. Need to get a book for her. Let's continue on. Wait, actually, I need to burn some books because we really want this Book of Mars. This is probably one of the better key pages to get early on. And I didn't get it, but I am gonna go ahead and farm a bit for it. Get sand out of here. Dang, look at all that stagger I got back. I was at 1, got back up to 15. That's why evade dice are so good. Evade dice always have, like, kind of like a really wide roll range. As you can see, that one's 1 to 9, so there's a lot of, I guess, kind of luck involved in it actually evading stuff. And I should get the key page here. Yep, there we go. Now, you see how this is a different color? If they're this kind of like orange gold like this, then that means that you can only have one of them. Whereas cards that are purple, you can usually have, I think it's 3 or 4? It depends on, I guess, the key page. And then you can have like up to 3 or 4 of the blue ones, and then I think it's 4 or 5 for green. But why this one is so special is that you get an extra speed dice slot. So I'll actually be able to play 2 cards per scene instead of just 1. So I think if I equip this page to Seiya is here, and then we'll give Roland Mars page. Now, because I can play 2 cards per scene with this, it's actually kind of important to start using 0-cost cards or using cards that allow you to draw, but we don't have any cards that will allow us to draw. And also light restore is also really important, so you can manage your light to play as many cards as you can. And this is our first endurance card. So when you gain endurance, that increases the defensive dice power by how many stacks of endurance you have. I think this might be okay. Kind of want to play another one of these. That might be too much. Right, I think this is fine. Continue on with the story. Terribly sorry. It's all my fault that the job went wrong. We're taking our hands off the library from now on. This was out of our scope to begin with. I already sent a report to the Zwei. What? What about Mars? Was his death pointless then? I really am sorry. You can blame me all you want. I misjudged. Our profession is peacekeeping, not exploration or combat. There's a cake in the fridge. Was that you, boss? Cake? No, I didn't buy any cake yet. I'll go outside for a bit. You stupid idiot. It's not like you at all to buy cakes for others. You said your mother's an amazing fixer. You love to show off your stupidly huge sword, saying it's a gift from her. You brag so much that you'd be just like your mother someday. Mars book. That's what happens to the people who die in there? I won't let them toy with him. I'll never let them. Sen will totally try to stop me if I bring this up. I'll go there on my own. I've got friends to help me too. Boy, this is frankly heartbreaking. Shouldn't have seen that.
정에 연연하면 안 된다고
That's
말하는
funny,
사람이
coming from the one who gave a speech on
그런
how fixers shouldn't cling to bonds.
그건 그거고 이건 이거지.
That's that, and this is this.
그래도 일일이
Still,
반응하는 자기
reacting to every bit of loss is a waste of energy. Everybody lives with burdens to bear.
나에게도 안타까운 일이.
I have my share of unfortunate events, and so do others.
그리고 그걸 동의 없이
And it's rude to expose that without the listener's agreement. They'll be bothered to learn something they didn't really have to know.
가뜩이나 내가 안고 있는 짐들이
So already
많은데
carrying a hefty load of emotional baggage, and telling them your sob story will feel like you're showing off how heavy your own baggage is. They might feel a bit of sympathy, but they'll also be displeased. Don't overexpress your feelings, whether you're happy or sad, and say goodbye to each other with the appropriate words. It's all for the sake of each other.
서로를 위해 좋은 거야.
오히려 그게 더 피곤해
Sounds even more tiring to me.
무엇보다 내가
I shouldn't let my feelings distract me from my librarian work, most of all.
어떻게든 네가 도시의
I gotta stay level-headed and help you collect books about the city.
맞아.
You're right. As soon as you become useless to me,
폐기해버릴 거야.
I'll dispose of you.
그럼 상사님의 말대로 저도 살아남기 위해 제 할 일을 할 뿐이죠.
Then I'll go back to my... Hold on, give me 1 second. And I'll go back to my duties of being a useful servant for the sake of my survival, ma'am.
안녕.
Greeting immediately hit.
닥쳐.
Shut up. I don't need a greeting from a despicable piece of junk. I'm here for Mars's book. I'll get his book, kill all the monsters here, and blow your head clean off.
마지막에 말씀하신
I'm afraid your third statement is going to be difficult for you to fulfill, dear guest.
닥치라고 했지.
I said shut up. May you find your book in this place.
당신의 책을 찾으실 수 있...
Yeah, sorry about that. I got something like caught in my throat from reading so much. We're going up against Lulu's friends who have super basic cards, but they can boost pierce damage and slash damage, is a little scary. So these are the powerful nerds you talked about, huh? Be glad to help you out, pal. As you can see with Mars's key page, we now play 2 cards a turn. But this is where light management comes in, because obviously if I play this 3 cost, then I can't play anything else. Now that should stagger. I might even kill. Oh, nope. That should be this fight taken out. Yep, there we go. Now on to Lulu. She's mad as hell. Another strategy here, I'll probably take out Lulu's friends and then focus on getting her emotion level up, get more books. They look too clean and lean. It's like I'm looking at textbook examples of boring. My gosh, these guys are mean just because we're in a library. Oh jeez, that did 12 stagger damage. Are they weak to blunt? Oh, they are. He's not, though. You're and playing this now? 5 to 7. So she might get staggered here. Is a little worrying. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna redirect that and have her, or have Saya, go ahead and finish this one off. Kind of trying to spread out the damage just a bit. Now this won't stagger if I let it hit me, and I can gain some stagger bar back off of this guy. I think I'll go for a stagger here as well. Fortunately, I staggered him, so the offensive dice didn't actually get a clash against my evade dice that I was trying to gain stagger bar back with. A little unfortunate. That happens. Uh-oh. Hey, we got the stagger off. You see Pale Hands did work there. After 3 attacks on a target, they get bonus stagger damage hit to them. Oh, but now I can't attack because I don't have... Alright. This is make or break. Uh-oh. Well, that was simple. Yeah, I guess. Hey, we got a hat. And I don't know what those are. Whole bunch of books.
죄책감 같은 건 없어?
You feeling guilt or any strong emotions? I'd be lying if I said I feel nothing, but I've already seen plenty of these cheap tragedies. Been the victim myself a whole lot of times too. You sound like a seasoned veteran for someone who introduced himself as a washed-up fixer. I have my reasons. What, are you curious? You said it's a rude thing to do, didn't you? Besides, I could simply turn you into a book and read your story if I really wanted to know.
지금 굉장한 말을 들은 것 같은데.
Well now, let's not go there yet.
넌 어때?
Well, how about you? I'm curious to know what our head librarian thinks. Me? Indifferent. I've also seen relationships and scripted deaths too many times in repeat. So, I've been trying to run a system where people are free to choose their own destiny this time around, free from any coercion. I mean, sure, they'll read the warnings on the invitations and agree to those terms by signing their names, but it's still a bit dirty, you know? You're unkillable, and I can revive whenever I die. Again with that. I thought you said my method is fair. Yeah, you aren't wrong. Much more polite and fair than most things in the city. Now we'll burn some books. See, did we get all of them? I think I missed that on page 2. Is there a page 2? Well, she only has a Lulu's friend 1 in 3. Huh, that's weird. Lulu's friend, page 1. A peacekeeping office provides protection for requested territories for a certain period of time. Lulu's is one of those offices. What are they protecting against, you ask? The city, obviously. What I'm saying is, their job is to keep the area safe from all sorts of happenings and incidents that occur in the city. Of course, there won't be much to do if the area is too small or peaceful. But man, compared to us who have to wait indefinitely for someone to make a request, Lulu's living a good life. At least she does something, and they don't have to worry about starving to death even if they don't get requests. Sorry about that. As her friend, it's unfortunate that Lulu is struck with grief. I don't have any tears to shed for her though. I've got my share of rough experiences. I'm just not sharing it with others. Well, I did say I'll help her out, but the truth is, my office figured that we could find plenty of valuable loot in the library. That's pretty tempting. The other one is probably thinking the same thing as me. I mean, what dummy would actually head to such a dangerous place motivated purely by a friend's sob story? That kind of intimate and deep relationship is long gone from this world, especially in this business. That's why I can't understand Lulu. Sure, let's say that her colleague died there. Even then, she should be valuing her own life, shouldn't she? She can be so stupid at times. Well, I have to go in with her anyway. Ah crap. Another day without work. Fantastic. There's got to be some case for us to take care of. Like fly tipping or something? What is that? I'm gonna forget how to move at this rate. If I told my friends about this, they're so gonna whine like, well, isn't it a good thing that you have a lot of free time, or you're well off. We're about to starve from the lack of requests. Those dummies. Think about it for a moment. You need results to promote to better fix your grades and see some growth in your office, right? And that's going to lead to a higher income for us. For now, I'm working with my boss San and some dork shaped like a ball of rice cake, but things could be better than this in the future, yeah? It's not like I have problems with my coworkers. I'm talking about stuff like weapons and office interior, you know, those kind of things. You get what I mean. I do bicker with Mars and snap at him often, yes, but that doesn't mean I hate him. San and Mars are both precious colleagues to me, though yeah, I know what you're about to say. If fixers develop private feelings for each other, it could be much harder to bear whatever happens down the line. I know what I'm doing is stupid, I have wits, unlike Mr. Rice Cake Face. We're human, it's just something that can't be helped. How can we just strictly detach ourselves from one another and focus on work? I tried acting nonchalant, I did, but I guess I can't do it. San said he feels the same. I gotta envy Mars for being cool-headed all the time. My mother was a fixer with a high grade that every one of my peers would dream of reaching. She was the envy of all, a radiant individual who received endless supplies of various expensive equipment and garnered constant recruit offers from other offices. Does that mean I had a safe, comfortable childhood under the care and wealth of such a wonderful person? Had that been the case, I would have earned a position in one of the wings already. Being the son of a high-ranked fixer, I was often targeted by syndicates opposing her, and my mother's acquaintances held high expectations for me. At first, I was okay with their expectations. I was already dreaming to follow the path of my mother. In fact, I was hoping to live up to it and hear compliments such as, I knew you could make it, from others. Yes, I'm going to become a great fixer just like my mother, and she'll be proud of me one day, right? She'll probably say, that's my boy, in front of others. I studied hard day after day, taking no breaks in between. Countless times, I held my sword with a strong resolve, and many days I spent weeping alone. Even if I face setbacks and failures, I believed I could overcome them and stand strong like the protagonist of a movie, as if I could actually be someone great. But in the end, I grew into an ordinary, aspiring fixer, and I learned that I was only an average person with no talent to show off. When I entered an ordinary office with my ordinary capabilities, my mother seemed very glad to hear the news. She said an associate office of the Zwei is a good start, and that I'll certainly be able to become successful if I work my way up slowly. However, I was greatly disappointed in myself, and I couldn't look my mother in the eyes until I said my final goodbyes and left the house. He held himself to some pretty crazy standards, but I'll call it for this part. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.